All right, welcome everyone to another episode of Sasquatch Watch Radio. Today is July 21st, 2015. I'm sure that we have a fun and hilarious show for you tonight, I'm sure, as it will turn out. But before we get on with the show tonight, we want to remind everyone of our sponsor, of course, being Audible.com. You may ask, what is Audible.com? Well, Audible.com is a website where you can go and download your favorite audiobooks to listen to. And being a listener to this show gives you an opportunity to get a free audiobook as well as a 30-day trial of the service. And the way you do that is by going to audibletrial.com/SasquatchWatchRadio. Again, that's audibletrial.com/SasquatchWatchRadio. You're sure to find something that you like since they have over 180,000 different titles to choose from. So go ahead and give it a test run and give it a try and see if you like it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. How are you doing tonight, Creature Seeker?
Hey, Billy. Doing great.
Good.
Hey, did you hear about that surfer who got in a fight with a great white shark down there?
Yes. Yeah, I actually saw
the video. Amazing?
Yeah, I saw the video on that. It was pretty intriguing. I mean, that poor guy didn't know what was going on.
So this guy, I think his name is Mick Fanning. He's in this surfing competition down off the coast of South Africa. And he's on a surfboard, and all of a sudden you see this dorsal fin come up, and the shark is going at him. And he, punches the shark and was able to defend himself by punching the shark. And, he was able to escape.
Yep. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. That's just not something that we usually see in a surfing competition. I tell you, the sharks have been a major issue this year. As I'm sure you've been keeping up with along the shores of North Carolina and down that way. I mean, they've been having a lot of issues.
Well,
so,
I find sharks to be problematic anyway, Billy. I don't really like them.
Well, yeah, they can really give you a bad day.
Yeah. They can put the kibosh on your day at the beach. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. And of course, if you're out there floating around on your little floaty, your legs look like sausages. So,
Yeah. Well, with all the prime rib I've eaten, my legs are sausages, Billy.
Yeah. No, you won't find me in the water anyway. I long ago made the decision to stay out of the ocean water, and not because of the sharks. You can call me a wimp, whatever, but I do not like jellyfish. Okay, I do not like them. I take it back. Out of the 3 times I've ever went to the beach and got in the water, 2 of those times I've been hit by jellyfish. So to me, the odds are against me. So you might see me on the beach, but you're going to see me on the sand. You're not going to see me in the water.
Yeah, those jellyfish stings are very they can be painful, Billy.
Yeah, they just, it feels like they're still stinging. I mean, long after you've gotten hit by them, I mean, it's almost like it just keeps stinging, and everybody says, well, yeah, the lifeguard has the the vinegar bottle, where they spray vinegar on you and all that, but I don't know, man.
Well, Billy, they also say that if you don't have vinegar handy, that you can use urine.
Yeah, I've heard that too. So,
yeah.
I'm not going to the beach with you because I, don't want you peeing on my leg. But
I wouldn't.
You know what? The swimming pool at my oceanfront hotel looks mighty inviting. So I'll stick to that.
Well, Billy, there's no sense of adventure in the swimming pool.
Well,
in the ocean.
That's okay. I'll deal without the adventure. I don't have a problem with that. So, you got any announcements tonight before we bring your good buddy on?
Well, Billy, so I don't have any announcements. But as you know, we've been to West Virginia a couple times, and there are a lot of great researchers who come out of West Virginia. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any of them to come on the show, so I asked Fred Saluga to come on the show. And so I'd like to welcome Fred Saluga to the show. Fred, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you. I thought you was going to bring the mountain monsters on, man.
They couldn't make
you and them get along good.
So Fred, actually, he came to the Creature Weekend campout and was able to disrupt a very leisurely day. What was it, Wednesday he came out? So I thought it'd be great if Fred could tell us what he's been up to, because I know he's been working on a lot of stuff. He's got an upcoming presentation at what's it called, the Beaver Creek Pioneer Days.
Right, Beaver Creek, yeah, Beaver Creek Bigfoot Days.
Okay, Beaver Creek Bigfoot Days. He's one of the speakers there, and he's also speaking at just McConnellsville.
Cornersville.
Where's
Cornersville,
that?
Pennsylvania.
It's in Pennsylvania?
That's near Uniontown.
Is that near Pittsburgh?
Uniontown, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Is that eastern or western Pennsylvania?
Western.
Western?
They don't permit me on the eastern part.
Yeah, with good reason, Fred. So, Fred.
I know, yeah. What's the problem? How did I disrupt down there? I mean, tell me how I did that. I mean, that's interesting.
Well, first of all, Fred, you showed up at freaking 7:30 in the morning after we were out all night squatching.
You're supposed to get up in the morning.
You said you're going to be there at 9.
I pull in at 7:30 in the morning. Here's Bruce. Bruce, wake up! Bruce don't wake up. You can't wake him up in his little apartment tent.
That's because I had just gone to bed like 2 hours earlier.
Huh?
I just got to bed like 2 hours earlier. We were up all night squatching. You show up, all refreshed because you sleep like 18 hours a day.
Who sleeps 18 hours a day?
You do, Fred. Come on. Every time I try to call you, I just woke up. You get more sleep than Rumpelstiltskin. Listen.
I know that. I probably drink more beer than he did too.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. So, how did you end up with this gig in Connellsville?
Somebody when they was doing it up there, it's called Cornersville Bigfoot Days. It's in I don't have my calendar. I think it's in October, the last part of October, and somebody mentioned me to the people up there and said that they knew me and that I deal with the interdimensional Bigfoot, and they called me up and asked me if I wanted to speak. So, and I seen I'm down. That's where I'm from originally. Like I'm from maybe 20 miles from there, down by Uniontown. So, actually, it's a hometown down there. We started the Fayette County, Pennsylvania Bigfoot Research Project, and most of the people from that organization lives around Cornersville and Dunbar, so that's pretty good there. I'm also giving a presentation at Cornersville Library on the 8th, the 7th or 8th, the Saturday. I don't have my calendar. I don't, on Bigfoot. So
obviously they never saw any of your previous presentations if they asked you to speak out there. Do they know what they're getting themselves into?
I don't know, man. It seems like everywhere we give a presentation or I give a presentation, we got a full house. I mean, so I guess some people must like it. I mean, not all people are interdimensional haters. I mean,
no, there are a lot of moon bats out there, so I'm sure you'll have a
lot of what?
audience. A lot of moon bats.
Yeah, well, you come down quite a bit. You fit right in.
So, Fred, what's your presentation going to be about? Is it really you're not really going to talk about interdimensional Bigfoot, are you?
We start talking with the regular Bigfoot, the flesh and blood, and then we go into the interdimensional.
All right. Why do you need to do that? Why?
Because I feel we should give both sides of the story. Why should we only give one side of the story? Let me ask you this, Bruce. Do you know what Bigfoot is? What?
Well, we don't know for sure, but we're...
Okay, so then why do you even say anything about being interdimensional? You don't know if he's interdimensional. You don't know if he's flesh and blood. You don't know if he's a demon. You don't know what he is, so what do you got to, just listen at it and do your own conclusions.
Well, yeah, but Fred, listen.
Oh, yeah.
There's a good chance that this creature is flesh and blood because they leave behind physical evidence. Hair samples, footprints, spores. We have photographs of them. I mean, there have been actual sightings.
There's a good chance he's interdimensional because many people shot him, he never died. Many people hit him with a car and he never died. You never see a dead Bigfoot along the road as you see a bear or a deer or whatever. You never see a regular animal just vanish in front of people. There's a lot of evidence that he's interdimensional too.
Well, that's not evidence. That's circumstantial. I mean, you're
what you're seeing is circumstantial too. How do you know it's a Bigfoot's print that you're seeing? It could be somebody with a big foot.
Yeah, that's 7.5 feet tall and got shaggy hair.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like moonbats down here in Fayette County. They're like that.
Fred, all I'm saying, for the 1 millionth time, Fred, all I'm saying is that we don't really have a lot of evidence to suggest that these creatures are, if they are real, interdimensional.
Let me tell you why you don't have the evidence, Bruce, because anytime anybody mentions the word interdimensional, nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody wants to believe he's flesh and blood. I believe there are some flesh and blood Bigfoot out there, but I also believe there's some interdimensional. MUFON, I'm the state director down here in West Virginia, they don't even want to hear about it. When you start talking Bigfoot to them, they look at you like you're crazy. But it's out there. I mean, I think that if we would get all the reports that actually Bigfoot is associated with a UFO, I think we could make a good case for it. I'm going to tell you what, I don't know if you want to hear it, but, I just recently had a UFO case, a guy, 70-some years old, he's dying, and he says he wants to tell the truth about everything. He told me about that he was abducted. He told me the whole story about that, and then he said that one day he was sitting at his house, him and his wife both said it, and they actually seen a UFO deposit of Bigfoot.
What?
What? Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah. And I had another guy tell me that. Okay, then I had a lady down at your conference, because if you remember, I had my interdimensional T-shirt on. She came walking up to me and asked me if she could tell me, if she could talk to me, and I said, yeah, go ahead. And she said, I got a Bigfoot report from the 70s. I said, why didn't you ever say anything about it? She said, because I just seen your shirt. And that's what I want to talk about. I said, what's that? She said, the Bigfoot was actually in her house, and he used to come and just vanish. Now, she was a school teacher, retired, so maybe she's nuts. I don't know. But like I say, I mean, you don't know. You got to, everything you get, you got to investigate, and then you make a decision. I mean, you just can't make a decision based on, a little bit here and a little bit there. So I think there's something to it. I think all cryptids are actually interdimensional.
What?
And what?
Fred, you're...
Hey, Bruce,
you're really way out there in left field. I'm telling you right now.
Why? Look at Mothman. You ever see a mommy Mothman or a daddy Mothman or a baby Mothman or a cousin Mothman? Hell no. You see one Mothman. Where'd he come from and where'd he go? You have the reptilian guy down in South Carolina. Did he have a mother and a father? No, he came and he left. Where did they go, Bruce? Where did they come from and where did they go? I'm sure that they didn't come from a one-cell protozoa. So where are they going, Bruce? Where are these things going? Tell me.
So what do you think? He stepped into a Stargate?
This, Bruce? Huh?
Well, you think these creatures step into a Stargate and they're like, oh, I'll see you guys next season?
Very possible. Very possible the UFOs are putting them down there to see how we react to them.
All right, Fred, first of all, so the UFOs that's a separate issue, okay? So we're talking about Bigfoot traveling interdimensionally. Now you're talking about these reports of UFOs depositing Bigfoot. Now, this woman came up to you and approached you, told you her story. So that's a pretty good indication that she's nuts to begin with because she approached you. But secondly,
you know, there's an old saying, Bruce, if bullshit was concrete, you'd be Route 40. You know that?
Say that again?
If bullshit was Route 40, if bullshit was concrete, you'd be Route 40.
I don't get it.
I figured you wouldn't. What are those made out of? Cement, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so bullshit was concrete, you would be Route 40. I mean, you got enough cement to go clear across the United States.
Okay.
Oh, you get it now?
Yeah, I get it now. Thanks, Fred, for that.
You're welcome.
For that cryptic analogy.
So what do you, Bruce? Let me ask you this: what do you think these things come from?
Okay,
Where do you think the moss
comes
from, or the sheep watcher, or them? I mean, where do they come from? They just poof, they're here.
Fred.
I mean, you know, and then they're gone. Where do they go? Unless they hibernate for maybe 200-300 years, I don't know. I mean, you know.
Fred, the difference between you and me is that I don't say I have all the answers. All I say is that, you know
what?
I don't know. That's what I say. I don't know.
No, the difference between me and you, you're an armchair cryptozoologist.
What?
What? You're an armchair cryptozoologist. How many times have you been out in the woods?
A lot of times, Fred.
How many times have you been out in the woods really hunting Bigfoot?
Oh, what are you talking about? Where was this a creature weekend camp out?
Every time you camp out, you're out in the woods hunting Bigfoot at night.
Well, not every night. Oh, you are?
Huh?
As I recall, you showed up to the creature weekend camp out just long enough to go to the Dairy Queen, and then you're like, oh, see ya, I got to work. What about that? So when do you do your research, Fred? When you're talking to the Sandman? I don't think so. I
do my research. I got people can tell you I do my research.
Oh, really? Really? What's the last research you've done?
I've done a lot of research.
Besides being the taste tester down there at Budweiser.
Well, you know, you get a lot of reports out of bars. I mean,
I know, you told me.
They're in a bar.
I know, you told me, Fred. That's where you get all your reports from bars. No wonder.
But that ain't all I get all my reports, okay? I just got a report now about a Bigfoot being down here in West Virginia. I'm getting ready to look into it in the next couple of days.
Oh, really? Where in West Virginia? Can you tell us a little bit about it? Yeah,
down here in Hancock County. The lady, I know a person that knows this lady, and she actually told her that she has Bigfoot in her backyard. She's seen a Bigfoot back there, and the lady was telling her about me, and the lady said she'll talk to me, I think. So I'm going to try to see what happens the next couple of days.
That's it? You just saw Bigfoot in her yard? What was it doing?
I didn't talk to the lady, so how would I know?
Oh. Do you have a credible...
Yeah, that's the difference between us researchers. You know, we wait and get the information before we say anything. I mean, you know.
Well, how long are you going to wait on that one, Fred?
1 or 2 days.
All right. Nate has a question from the chat room, Bruce.
Yeah.
He wants to know from Fred, have you had any Sasquatch sightings or experiences that you could tell us about?
No. I've never seen one, and I know back in the 70s, when they had the flap down here in Fayette County, Pennsylvania, we used to hear them a lot. We would think that was them, but you know, you can't be sure what you're hearing. I've seen actual prints, not full prints in that, but I've never really seen one.
Have you seen any Stargates, Fred?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen any of them either. That's not saying they're not there. Have you ever seen a Bigfoot, Bruce?
No, I haven't, Fred.
Okay, so how do you know they're real?
I don't. That's the whole point.
So you're saying they're flesh and blood, so if you've never seen one, how the hell you know they're flesh and blood?
What I'm saying is that, like many things in this physical world we live in, you know, they're tangible. So if I thought this thing was a ghost or traveled interdimensionally, I mean, we're kind of wasting our time, aren't we?
Well, what do you think a ghost is? You think a ghost is for real?
I don't know, Fred. I don't know. I don't even know if ghosts exist.
I'm sure they're out there. I know. I seen a gray alien.
What?
Me and 5 other people.
You've seen a gray alien?
Yeah, little gray, 4 foot tall.
All right. Do you want to tell us about that sighting encounter?
Well, I was out researching Bigfoot with a few people, and it was getting cold and snowy, and I decided to stay at the cabin down by the lake at Salt Fork, and sitting there looking out over the lake, and seen a gray standing there at the slide windows there, and the other people in the cabin also seen the gray, and they all swear that they've seen it.
So what made you think it was an alien and not a kid?
Well, first of all, a kid doesn't look like a little gray. That's the one sense you got. And second of all, how does a kid vanish? This thing just vanished.
For everything,
how would a little kid get up on the balcony from the lake? Come on, at 9 o'clock at night.
Fred, everything that you research seems to vanish.
Well, yeah, that's because they're interdimensional.
Yeah. Oh. Billy, what do you think about this?
Well, who am I to say he didn't see a 4 foot alien? I don't know. I might have seen something. I'm open minded about it. I mean, I don't know what to think about it. I've never seen one, but I am curious about something though. Fred, I want to know what you think, since we kind of brought this subject up. I want to know what you think about the recent news that came out a day or so ago about this group called Breakthrough Initiatives that are going to spend $100 million of funding to seek for alien life.
I tell you what, I think it's a waste of money because they're already here.
What do you mean by that, Fred? What do you mean by that?
Huh? I really believe that the aliens have been here for thousands of years.
And what would make you say that?
Well, you ever watch Ancient Aliens?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Well, back 500 years before Christ was born, they had buildings that were more precise than we have today, and they couldn't have made them back then.
You're talking about the pyramids?
You look at the Bible. I mean, really, if you read the Bible and you're open-minded, you can actually see UFO reports in the Bible.
What are you talking about when Ezekiel saw the wheel?
That, and Enoch and Moses and a few other ones, yeah. I mean, that could all be UFOs. A cloud by day and a light by night, really.
Just because they reported some celestial events doesn't necessarily mean that they're UFOs.
Well, but see, you're a disbeliever. You wouldn't even. I tell you what. I think that an alien could come down in front of you, a gray. You'll see one day when they pick you up, Bruce.
I'm not
you know what I'm talking about too, dog. Then you'll come down and tell me, "Oh my God, Fred, you should see these people up there." Okay, I know, Bruce.
I'm not a disbeliever, Fred. It's just that there's an absence of evidence to support your claims that Bigfoot.
There is not an absence of evidence. How many people have been abducted? Are they all crazy?
So, Fred, what are you saying? That
how many people have seen UFOs? Are they all crazy?
Are you saying these people who've been abducted look over on the other table and there's a Bigfoot strapped to it? Because I don't know where you're going with this.
We're talking about aliens. We're not talking about Bigfoot. Maybe Bigfoot's their pet. He runs around up there like a little dog. They pet him. I don't know.
You said earlier that you received reports that these people witnessed a Bigfoot being dropped off of a UFO.
Right. Dropped through a light of the UFO.
So a UFO beamed down a Bigfoot.
Huh?
You expect me to believe that a UFO beamed down a Bigfoot?
Bruce, I don't care what you believe. I don't care if you believe it or you don't believe it. Like I say, you could see with your own 2 eyes and you would say, oh my God. that's a moon thing or something. If you would see a Bigfoot with the UFO, you wouldn't believe it anyhow. So, well, what's the sense in talking about it? We'll talk about trolls. They're another interesting thing. We have interdimensional trolls running around too now.
All right.
Do we have callers?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you bring them on?
Yes. Okay. We have a caller from the 724-777. You're on the air.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, Brian.
Hello.
I just want to know if you guys need a guest referee. I'm available tonight.
Brian, it's the same old crap with Fred. He never quits. It's the same old interdimensional BS.
Hey, Fred's my road dog, so I'm not gonna. Fred's got his opinions. How you doing, Fred? We got our own opinions. What we always say, Bruce, is whenever we give presentations, like Fred says, we try to give both sides of the story. I try to present, use the flesh and blood aspect of it, the history, the sightings going back centuries, and the evidence what this creature does. And Fred does he does a good job with the strange aspect, the interdimensional, quantum, however you want to state what Fred thinks that this creature is. And believe me, Bruce, and maybe Fred hasn't stressed this. There's more people out there not necessarily believing that it's interdimensional. They're just open-minded about it. I mean, they're willing to listen. And there's a lot of people that think that there's one missing aspect of the Bigfoot phenomena, which we don't know. And I'll tell you right now, I don't know. I've always kept an open mind about it. And I just don't know. We research, including Fred. Tell him, Fred, we research it like it's a flesh and blood animal first. We're looking for signs. Tell him, Fred. I mean, this is what we do.
Right, we do. We look for flesh and blood. The other day we was down at Beaver Creek looking around. We saw a couple prints down there. We figured it might have been a kid, but we seen some good prints. But then again, you don't know what you're seeing because you wasn't there. I mean, if we was there and seen him make the prints, then we could say something. But what can you say? But we look at it as a flesh and blood animal until such time as we can't no more. I mean, when you see something or you hear somebody say it's vanished right in front of them, what can you say?
Well, and there is Bruce. Oh, Bruce. What Fred is saying too is not that there's a huge amount of reports, but there is there are certain amount of strange aspects to the Bigfoot phenomena from some eyewitnesses. Now, admittedly, they're not that many that we're getting. That doesn't mean that there's not more out there that people aren't telling us. But there are some, we call them high strangeness cases in Pennsylvania. Look at Stan Gordon, Dr. Paul Johnson. They've researched these since the 70s, Bruce. And they're going to tell you they don't know what Bigfoot is. Me and Fred think that a good researcher should try to base our findings and what we think, how the eyewitness appears to be. Is this story, does it look like his story's true? Are they crazy? And then we weigh the evidence and we put that in our report. If somebody says that a Bigfoot vanishes, walks across the field and vanishes, that's going in our report. There's a lot of researchers out there that they'll take that report and they won't mention about that. So we'll take that report, and we're just trying to learn. Right now, all we're doing is in the gathering stage. I personally don't care one way or another what it is. We're researching the phenomena.
I don't either. I hate to mention organizations, but BFRO, if Bigfoot is reported, a UFO is reported with that, they won't even take the report.
They might be onto something.
One of the guys was on Finding Bigfoot in Ohio. I actually did a UFO Bigfoot report on him.
So, Brian, let's just take this report that you just mentioned. The report that somebody saw Bigfoot walking across the field and it disappeared. The only thing that we can say from that eyewitness's recollection is that they saw Bigfoot and the Bigfoot left their line of sight. You cannot say from that from that eyewitness account that Bigfoot traveled interdimensionally. What Fred and what other people are doing
there was 2 UFO reports came into MUFON, and it was up in Indiana. And down at the Mothman conference last year, we ran into a couple of researchers down there, paranormal, and they told us that MUFON actually gave them 2 Bigfoot reports. Allegedly, 2 different people seen this happen, and they made a report to MUFON, and MUFON gave it to them to investigate. I got a copy of the report and everything else. But Bigfoot walked out into the field, and all of a sudden there was a swirling, like a black thing, just swirling around. And Bigfoot walked right into it and vanished. Now, again, them 2 people could be crazy. But again, maybe they're telling the truth. I think you should look at it, you know?
Yeah, I agree with Fred that, like I said before, I don't really care what the phenomena is. We just want to research the phenomena and just do the best job that we can. Now, I personally, I haven't got a report of a vanishing Bigfoot. I have not. But if we did, you have to take that, if you said, okay, if the creature is out of your line of sight, but with Fred's argument, if there's someone looking in an empty field, there's nothing in that field, and this thing walks, and suddenly it's out of his line of sight, well, where does it go? If it's out of your line of sight and it's a huge empty field, I mean, I'm not saying it's invisible or it's going into. If it went somewhere, so where did it go? Like Fred says, where did they come from? Where did they go?
Well, Brian, so I understand that when you research something, you have to take the report as it is. I get that.
Yes.
What I'm saying here, and the big difference is that all you can say is what the witness, what they observed. What Fred is doing is he's jumping to a conclusion, and other people, they're just jumping to conclusions that, hey, the Bigfoot disappeared in the middle of an open field, so therefore it traveled interdimensionally. What I'm saying is you can't make that conclusion. You can hypothesize, you can guess, but I mean, and
that's all. That's all we're doing, Bruce. We're all about
it. It has to be provable over and over again. So you can make a guess, like you're saying. But if they say this thing walked into something and it vanished, then I don't know what it would be. I mean, I got 2 people that said that.
Right. You're right. So, you don't know what it would be.
I tell them, well, they should go see a shrink because they've seen it?
Well, look, it's our eyes play tricks on us. And if that were not true, there wouldn't be such thing as illusionists like David Copperfield, who makes magical things appear to happen, right? But we all know it's just a sleight of hand. So don't go assigning this very elaborate explanation for something when basically it's just a guess. And
where did he go, Bruce? Where did he go? Where did Bigfoot go? Tell me. He's out in the middle of the field. Where did he go? I mean, it's like I say. I mean, where did he come from, number one? It's like I hear everybody say they migrate. I lived in Florida for 20 years. I never seen any Bigfoot housing projects down there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
don't know where he goes in the wintertime. I mean, again, where does he go? If you look at Bigfoot eating, you got a Bigfoot. You got Daddy Bigfoot weighs 1,000 pounds. Romney weighs 850, and you got 2 little Bigfoots running around 550 apiece. Where do they get enough food to eat at?
There's a lot of food out there, Fred.
Huh?
There's a lot of food out there, Fred.
How much food do you think? How much food do you eat, Bruce?
I eat quite a bit, Fred.
No. How much food do you eat and how much do you eat? You just said that you eat whatever you eat and you got sausage legs. Did you not say that? How much food do you eat? You got to go to the dairy every 15 minutes to get something to eat. I mean, come on. Jesus God.
I spend a lot of my time foraging for food, Fred.
I believe that.
Anyway, we're getting out the subject here. The point is, you're jumping to conclusions where it's not warranted.
Do you believe in UFOs?
UFOs are unidentified flying objects. Yes, I believe in UFOs.
You believe that some type of creature is flying in them?
Don't know, Fred. That I don't know.
You will find out someday, believe me. Anyhow.
Really? How will I find out? You gonna send them down to pick me up?
You don't want me to say that. Don't on the radio.
Will I be sharing a room with Bigfoot on one of those flying saucers?
Oh yeah, on a little cot, belly down. Anyhow.
Oh my God.
Anyhow, let's start talking about Bigfoot days at Beaver Creek. Let's continue with that, okay?
Let's do something. I want to hold on. I want to say something. I want to say something in defense of Fred first.
Oh, of course.
Thank you.
Listen. I was sent a news article by a loyal listener of this show, and I have to say that I was really impressed with this news article. The news article comes from CNET. Okay. And it makes you think about the physical world that we live in. This kind of thinking will make you kind of second guess what we may be seeing. And this is just a little excerpt, okay? It talks about ultrasound creates a haptic shape that can be seen and felt. Apparently there's a team at the University of Bristol that has used ultrasound to create three-dimensional shapes in midair that can be touched and seen. It says it's a new method of haptic feedback. It's been invented by a team of researchers at Bristol's Department of Computer Science. Rather than puffs of air like they developed at Disney Research, it uses a technology usually used for imaging, for visualizing the unseen, ultrasound. Ultrasound produces an effect known as acoustic radiation force, which produces a physical effect, the scattering and absorption of the acoustic wave. And by observing how sound behaves when it hits an object, we can, I can't say that darn word, but extrapolate the shape of that object. So it says you can also, it's also possible to focus complex patterns of ultrasound in such a way that it causes air disturbance. And it is this property of ultrasound that the researchers have tapped to create 3D haptic shapes in midair that users can feel on the skin, and they can be formed into 3D shapes. So my question is it possible, since we know that ultrasound has that capability? People talk about Bigfoot being able or being capable of producing infrasound, okay?
Right.
Let's think about that. Is it possible? That could explain the appearing and disappearing of an object, correct?
Right.
Billy, are there any animals that we know of that do that now?
That we know of, Bruce.
That we know of, right. Right.
So the answer is no, right? So I don't think so. Billy, how is this in defense of Fred Saluga? Because I don't see the connection here.
I think he's just open-minded about the possibility, and just because you think that someone's open-minded doesn't mean that they believe everything. They're just, hey, I'm just willing to accept another possibility. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Wait a minute.
I don't either. I think if you look at Bigfoot, they got 5 or 6 different explanations for it.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
I'm not saying that I don't believe it. What I'm saying is I don't see the connection here. What is the connection?
Well, what he's saying is that they're using... Huh?
Where's the connection with this 3D ultrasound to Bigfoot traveling interdimensionally?
I think there may be
there's a sound that's coming through that we can't even hear.
Well, Bruce, everything, every animal, everything around you vibrates at a different level. Some people think that these creatures, if you want to say Bigfoot, hey, throw Mothman and throw some of these other creatures, that somehow with the science that we don't know yet, okay, somehow these creatures, whatever they may be able to do that. And maybe only even certain people can pick up on this. And again, it may be a big stretch, Bruce, because, you know, the burden of proof is on us who make the claim, okay? And I'm not making any claim, but I think, you know, I don't like to make connections and things like that, but I think that when you're looking at a phenomena, I think you should look at the whole phenomena and don't exclude anything. It doesn't mean you believe it, but it doesn't mean you just throw it out with the baby with the bathwater either.
Well, that's fine, but you can't just throw things out there and not have, not have them be relevant or not have them be connected in some way to your hypothesis. So all I'm saying is that I'm not rejecting anything. What I'm saying is there isn't enough evidence, or the evidence is inconclusive to suggest that these Bigfoot creatures travel interdimensionally, or that the UFOs deposit Bigfoot.
Let me ask you one question. You have a deer, right? The deer dies, you find deer bones. A dog dies, you find dog bones. A gorilla dies, you find gorilla bones. Have you ever found any? Has anybody ever found any Bigfoot bones that we know of? They've said? So now we've been looking for Bigfoot for 50 years. We've never had one body yet. We've had many other animal bodies, but we've never had a Bigfoot body. You know, why don't people shoot it? And when they do shoot it, why doesn't it die? I mean, you know, I think there's something to it if you look at it.
Well, Fred, you're making a big jump.
Making what?
So, yeah, so you're assuming that when people shoot at something, they're actually hitting it, and that they're shooting at it in a vital spot.
They're hitting a deer at 200 yards. I mean, and they're shooting a Bigfoot at the 50 feet. They're going to miss it?
Well, believe it or not, Fred, it's possible that people could miss it. Yes.
Well, I know that's possible because up in Baltimore when they had the bombing up there, they fired 200 rounds at those kids up there, and they just got about 2 bullets in them. So I guess that is true up there where you live.
Yeah, and those are trained police officers.
Up there, down here, we have hunters that really go out and hunt. You know, they're not, you know.
All I'm saying is that just because someone shoots at a Bigfoot who's 50 feet away doesn't necessarily mean that they actually hit the Bigfoot, or that they're shooting the Bigfoot in a vital spot.
Take the case in Pennsylvania where the 2 guys were driving down the road and Stan Gordon them investigated, state police investigated. Driving down the road, they see something going down into a field. They go down there and they see an object sitting there, circular shape, and then they see 2 Bigfoot walking up the fence line. Okay, so he fires at the Bigfoot. The Bigfoot gives out a scream. Okay, now obviously he hit the Bigfoot if he gave out a scream, right? Unless he just screams for the hell of it. But when he screamed, the UFO vanished. All right, now this was seen by a couple of people. When they went down there, they investigated. They said when they got there, later on that night, they could still read the newspaper by the light that was left where the UFO was sitting. So explain that to me, man. I don't know. I mean, the state police even made a report of it. The same thing. That's what they're saying. They had a psychiatrist involved in it. He said it. You know, you had the landing up at Pure Q Hollow. How the hell do you pronounce that word? The psychiatrist involved.
Prescott Island, Fred.
Prescott. Yeah, that's it.
You'll get it right one of these days.
I know. I just talked to somebody about it tonight. You know, he said that there was Bigfoot there. I mean, you know, you have psychiatrists and everybody else to talk to these people. They don't want to come out with it either. I mean, you know, when you're talking paranormal, no matter what you're talking, you know, you talk about ghosts, you talk about UFOs, you talk about Bigfoot, you talk about shadow men, you talk. Many people will think you're crazy. And a lot of people don't talk about it. A lot of people have had Bigfoot. A lot of people have had Bigfoot sightings. They don't want to talk about it because if they talk about it, somebody will think they're nuts. If we got every report, UFO, Bigfoot, ghost, or whatever, we'd have a hell of a, we couldn't fill the libraries with them. I mean, but nobody wants to talk about it. That's the whole thing. You say Bigfoot. You know, I had a sheriff one time. I was down there and I was talking about Dogman. And he looked at me and he started laughing. I said, what the hell are you laughing at? You know, maybe one day you should go out in the woods and he'd bite you on a you-know-what, you know, cockroach. You know, oh, he's the sheriff, so he can say what he wants to say. Bullshit. You know?
Also, Bruce, if you think about it, a lot of yesterday's science fiction becomes today's science fact, and I think that's what Billy's kind of throwing up there. This may be something. There may be something involved with this phenomena that may someday become proven, and it will end up becoming as mundane as anything. Again, I don't know, and I think that's the one thing that Fred says, and we say, you know, at our presentation, we're going to tell you we don't know. We're just open to the possibility, and we just don't know. I'll tell you that for hours. I just don't know. I don't think any of us really knows. You know, don't you agree with that? No, there are some people, they know exactly what it is, and you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, hey Bruce, I do got a bone to pick with you though.
Of course.
Of course. A couple weeks ago, you said the other Pennsylvania group was on the Bigfoot group, and you said, you know, Brian Seach, he believes Bigfoot's interdimensional. Now, I never ever said that I thought Bigfoot was interdimensional. So.
Oh, you know, I love this. All these people, I never said that Bigfoot is interdimensional, but when we ask you all, I'm keeping an open mind.
Yes, well, there's a difference.
That is the most fundamental stance that a person could have.
Well, Bruce, there's a difference between you're keeping an open mind and saying, I think Bigfoot's interdimensional. I never said that. Right, Fred? You can ask Fred.
No, he never said that. No, I said it, and I'll say it again. Bigfoot's interdimensional, and I don't care who believes me, who don't believe me. I'm not trying to make anybody believe me. I'm trying to find out what he is. You know, if you believe it, you believe it. If you don't, you don't. I'm not going to try to make you believe it. I mean, I don't care if you believe it or you don't.
Fred, it's not about believing anything. What you do is you examine the evidence and then you draw a conclusion based on the evidence. It's not about guessing because you liked, you know, Stargate SG-1 that, you know, let's assign this pop culture phenomenon to Bigfoot.
Yeah, Bruce, you just got to have something to argue about.
Fred, all I'm saying.
That's what you got. I think you sit at home at night. I don't know. Ryan, you there?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Ryan.
Yeah, I'm listening.
You know, and it's unknown. You think he's a secret agent man. You know what I mean? So we don't know. Maybe he is a Bigfoot. Maybe he's a shapeshifter. We have no idea what Bruce really is. Maybe he's into this because he wants to see what we know. You ever think about that?
Bruce is a mystery man.
All right, let me ask Brian. Brian.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. So we have a lot of anecdotal evidence that comes down through the ages from Native Americans who settled North America before the Europeans, and we have a lot of stories.
Mm-hmm.
Do we recall any stories of Native Americans claiming that Bigfoot was dropped off by UFOs?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a tribe, I believe, even Fred, he talked about this before, a tribe, and again, don't quote me what the tribe's name, they would call these things crazy bears. They would drop from the sky from, like, globes would come down and drop these, they called them crazy bears, right, Fred?
Yeah, they say that the moon came down and dropped off the crazy bears, and before the moon went back up, they would wave at them. And then they had the story about the one that he was dying, and he told him to put him on make like a raft and put him out in the lake because he wants to go home. And they put him out there, and they watched, and a UFO came over top of him and picked him up and took him up in the UFO. They called it the moon.
So they didn't actually.
But then again, you know, Native Americans don't want to talk to us about it because we laughed at them. We laugh at them, and they don't want to talk about it. I mean, you know, so I think maybe if we could really sit down and talk to them and what they were told and they were told and they were told, maybe we could get some more information. But, you know, people just laugh about it anytime you say something, so nobody wants to talk about it.
All right. Do you have any more anecdotes? So just one story of crazy bears dropping out of the sky. Any more anecdotes? Any more stories?
That's the only one that I know of right now.
There's thousands of stories out there, but nobody wants to talk about them.
Oh, here we go. All right. What?
All right.
Guys.
Okay, so let's talk about Beaver Creek for a couple minutes, okay?
Yes, please do.
Okay, those of you that live around Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, we are going to have Bigfoot Day, Beaver Creek, on August the 16th, 2015. There'll be a pancake breakfast at the Pioneer Village Barn Pavilion at 12 until 12 noon, 8 a.m. to 12. Vendors will be open for business 11 to 6. Bigfoot researchers will be at the barn. Scheduled speakers are Brian Seach and Fred Saluga. Bigfoot at Beaver Creek, PA. We don't have no interdimensional ones around here. Jody Cook will be talking about sightings in Ohio. And then you have legend hunters, Dave Carey, Ryan. They'll be talking about Bigfoot sightings in PA. And then you got Mark Hudak, who's an independent researcher from 4 to 5, talking about Bigfoot sightings in Ohio. Have question and answers, and we'll have children's games and activities. And for more information, contact Brian at 724-777-4803. Okay.
Bruce will be there.
What's that?
I said Bruce will be there with us.
I don't know. I don't know now, Brian. I don't know now, honestly, because Fred is irritating me. I don't know if I want to spend a whole weekend with Fred.
You're not going to spend the weekend with me. I mean, you may see me during the weekend, you sure as ain't spending it with me.
I'll tell you what. That researcher, Mark Hudak, he sounds like the only credible researcher that's speaking at this event.
You're saying Jody Cook?
Who?
Jody Cook.
What about him?
You're saying he's not a credible researcher?
I didn't say that. All I said was Mark
But the
Hudak.
only credible researcher there is Mark Hudak.
Don't put words in my mouth, Fred.
Said.
Don't put words in my
No,
mouth.
I'm not. That's what you said.
I will say this, though. The car show and pancake breakfast, that does sound like something I'd
You'll be there for that, I'm sure.
$5. You can't beat that.
It's by donation, and the pancakes will have a little Bigfoot in each impression of a Bigfoot foot in every pancake, Bruce. We will make an impression of a prime rib on yours, Bruce.
Well, thanks. I appreciate the consideration.
Hey, Fred.
Make a Bigfoot ice cream cone.
Hey, Fred.
Hey, what?
Hey, one of our listeners wanted to know if you know Mitchell Townsend.
Mitchell Townsend? I don't think.
Okay.
I can't say yes or no. I don't know. I can't remember the name.
Okay, I'm sure he'll put something in. I don't know. Hopefully he'll put something in the comment, because I'm not sure who it is either.
No, I don't know, Billy, to be honest with you. I get 1,000 emails a day, man.
Really? Are they complaints?
Any what?
The 1,000 emails you get, are they complaints about your presentation being a bunch of BS?
No, they're not. They invite me to more of them. They said they can't get enough of me, man. I'm like Skippy Peanut Butter.
I highly doubt that, Fred.
Huh?
So, Fred.
Tell me. What?
So you're giving this presentation at the Bigfoot Days.
Yeah.
And then will you be doing any research in that area, or are you going to do what you normally do, which is
I'm kind of right now, seeing I got a broken hip. I can't really walk that far. I can walk so much, and then I got to quit walking. I mean, I can't converse over like little. I used to be able to walk up and down the trails. Now I can't, because my leg can't do it. My one leg's shorter than the other one. I got to wear a hickey thing to raise my leg up, and I'm actually afraid because I fell down twice now. I didn't, I was in the grass and I hit a hole there, so I got to watch where I'm walking at now.
Well, apparently your injuries haven't affected your ability to eat Dairy Queen blizzards like they're out of style.
No, yeah, I know that. Hell yeah, I can do that. I sit on my Dago Polish, I can do that. I like to have the chocolate milkshakes too,
Brian, why would you have Fred Saluga at your event? I thought you wanted a successful event.
Fred's going to draw on a lot of people. Tell him, Fred. Fred's like Fred's very popular down that area, actually. I mean, with Steubenville, he has his own group. West Virginia, that's kind of like right in the middle of everything.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
He's popular, is he?
Yeah, well, no, he is.
He must have a pretty large mailing list on the other side of the Stargate, because...
Hey, you know what? Hey, guys, I did want to tell you, for Bruce and Billy, this is especially from our group. We did want to tell you guys do an excellent job on the show, and that this is heartfelt from all of us and Fred too. Keep up what you're doing. You guys do. You do a great job. I know sometimes you take some crap because of what people say, but I'm telling you what, you guys are very well respected, and keep up the good work.
Yeah, we like you guys.
Yeah, we appreciate that. We really appreciate the support that we receive from everyone, and we're not afraid of constructive feedback. So we feel it only makes the show better, but we also appreciate the fans like you guys, and we're glad that you enjoy the show. Right,
keep it up. Don't stop.
Hey, I had two people today because Brian put it on the Facebook page that I was going to be on a guest tonight, and I had two people from my group in Steubenville, my West Virginia Center for Unexplained group, call me, want to know how they could get on to listen tonight. I mean,
really?
A lot of people listen to you guys, and they really think you guys are great, man. And I mean, it is. I mean, even when you have the conferences and that, you guys are good. I mean, you treat people with respect, and and that's what you need to do. So
yeah, you treat
a lot of people look at me and you, Bruce, and they say, Jesus Christ, them two. They don't understand that we're friends. And a lot of times we joke around. Sometimes we don't, but a lot of times we do. But like I say, I mean, we can stand there and argue about Bigfoot for 20 minutes, and then we'll go out and get an ice cream. I mean, so. But like I say, I respect you guys, and like Brian says, we respect what you do, and I mean, keep up the good work. So.
Yep.
Well, that's it. The feeling's mutual. It's true. Fred and I, we do not agree on certain things, but at the end of the day, we can always go down to the Dairy Queen and have an ice cream.
Think about when we was down at Mothman that one year. Was it last year or year before last? When me and you start arguing in there, and everybody looking at us, we go outside, everybody just watching us like they figure we're going to get outside and have a fist fight. We walk out, yeah, let's go. I mean, it's like, we can do it because we know each other, and, you got some people, I mean, they go off when you do something. I mean, but again, I mean, I think you guys do a damn good job, man.
Well, Fred, the reason
don't change either, guys.
Fred, the reason why people were taken aback at the dialogue that you and I had done at Mothman was because you actually called me out of the audience and started harassing me in front of the audience.
No, I did not.
You did too.
I did not. You started harassing me.
I was just there.
If I was sitting on church Sunday, you'd say, "Hey, Fred, is that a Bigfoot up there?"
I was just there listening to the presentation.
Jesus, Fred? Tell me,
Fred, I was politely sitting there listening to the presentation, and then you had to call me out in front of all those people. So of course, the conversation got a little heated.
Well, hey, Bruce, in fairness, you did say, "Hey, Fred," so you get all your eyewitnesses from bars. You did kind of egg it on too. Come on, you weren't innocent.
Well,
he is. He's a man of his own being. You know what I mean? Secret agent man. I'm beginning to really think he's a Bigfoot that's ship shaper. He comes and sees what we do.
What? Fred, a what? A ship shaper? What is that?
Shapeshifter.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
It's a Fredism.
Yes, it's a Fredism.
Yeah. So Brian, you know on people's phones there's an app where you can actually speak into the phone, and then you verbally ask a question, and then the app will respond by following your commands. So the name of the app it's called Siri, and the whole time Fred was down there at the Creature Weekend Campout, He's yelling into his phone, calling it Susie.
Oh, what?
Susie.
Susie. How are you talking?
Fred, when you were yelling into your phone, you kept saying Susie, and I'm like, Fred, who are you talking to? Oh, my phone.
Oh, my phone. Yeah, that's Susie.
Yeah.
She's a hell of a nice girl, man. I'd marry her if she asked me, but she won't, so.
That's why they call them smartphones, Fred.
Call them what? Smartphones.
They're smartphones.
Oh, okay. That's what dumbasses like me are going to say next, right?
So Fred Saluga, Brian Seach, they'll be at the Beaver Creek Bigfoot Days, what's that, August 16th.
Right.
And there's going to be a hell of a pancake breakfast there. And there's going to be some other speakers there too. So it's going to be a good time. Do you have the website or Facebook page for that, Brian? You want to say it one last time?
There's a Facebook page. Bigfoot Day at Beaver Creek.
It's www.facebook.com/Bigfoot Day at Beaver Creek.
Bigfoot Day at Beaver Creek, yeah. It's a Facebook page. Facebook page, yeah.
So people
Or you could
page.
What's that? Oh, you could also go to Center for Crypto Studies. It's also on their Facebook page.
Okay. Great. Well, that should be a really great time, and I think folks, if you're in the area, you definitely should plan on attending that because let me just say this: it will be memorable. When you've got Fred Saluga giving a presentation, it will be very memorable.
I'm going to call Susie on you.
Billy, were you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You've got Dave Rupert and Carrie and Ryan giving one too.
Yeah, so I've actually bore witness to their presentations, and trust me, they will not disappoint you if you're looking for a presentation that's out of the ordinary.
All right. Well, before we end the show, Patrick wants me to ask Fred, who is the biggest hoaxers out there to date?
I don't know. I don't look at hoaxers, man. I couldn't tell you.
You have no guesses, but you come up with this interdimensional Bigfoot theory, but a simple question like that, you have no idea.
Everybody got their own idea about what everything is. I mean, to me, if you believe, you believe. If you don't, you don't. I mean, there are a lot of hoaxers out there. I believe finding Bigfoot. I mean, I know a lot of people get pissed off. I believe they're hoaxers. I mean, they're out there looking for Bigfoot at 2 o'clock in the morning with infrared gear on and hitting trees, and then right before the commercial. Did you hear that? And the money they spent, they could have got about 50 of them already. But I believe they're hoaxing. I mean, I believe there's a lot of hoaxers out there, so I can't say who's the biggest.
Well, Fred, I will give you credit for one thing. You do speak your mind, what little of it there is.
You guys put that in there, don't you, Bruce?
Fred, I'm just kidding.
I know.
All right. Well, an hour goes by fast when you're arguing the whole time.
When a what?
An hour goes by fast when you're spending the whole time arguing. It's already
it does, really. I mean, it does go fast. So.
Well, I'd like to thank the both of you for coming on the show, and I wish you best of luck with your upcoming event. And I think it'll be a lot of fun.
You'll have fun
for you. Yeah, you will go out Bigfooting, Bruce.
Yeah, well, I get queasy going through those stargates, Fred. I might pop out of that.
I said you're an armchair criminologist. cryptozoology. And you don't want to go. You want to sit on your ass and eat is all you want to do. Okay, it's been a pleasure, guys. I'll do it again sometime.
All right. Thanks, Fred.
Thanks, Fred.
Okay, man. Okay.
Yeah, you guys have a great night. You guys have a great night. Keep up the good work, man.
Thanks, you
All
too,
right,
Brian.
good night, Brian.
Bye.
Good night.
See, Billy,
To
Fred is
listen
actually
to
wrong.
voicemail, press 1. To place a call, press 2. Conference center, press
What is that? Okay, well, I think we just lost Bruce, folks. Not sure what that was. Anyway, we want to thank everyone for being on the show tonight. We will see everyone next Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Until then, everybody have a great rest of the week. And, yeah, hold on.
Sorry about that, Billy.
Okay, yeah, I just now got you back on.
I hit the wrong button. Anyway, I was going to say Fred Saluga's wrong about me, just wanting to sit around and eat, because I will actually stand and eat as well. Never mind. It's always fun having Fred on the show. Fred is right.
Yeah.
We don't agree on everything, but at the end of the day, we're still good friends. So
Yeah.
I like hanging out with Fred. It's always interesting.
No, he's fun. All right. Well, I guess until next Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, we hope everyone has a great rest of the week and a great upcoming weekend. So have a good one, and goodbye, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you for listening to Sasquatch Watch Radio. We appreciate every one of our listeners. We hope you enjoyed our program. Don't forget to tune in again next week for another fun and informative program.